Hey, what's going on, everybody? MC Andrew Love back on your screen one more time. I want to thank you for watching another edition of Let's Chat and Jam. In this episode, I interview a brother by the name of Roc Phizzle out of Seattle. Yo, this brother's bad, man. Dope producer. Check out this interview we did right now. Everybody, MC Andrew Love back on your screen one more time with another edition of Let's Chat and Jam. In this episode, I got a brother that's coming out of LA and Seattle by the name of Roc Phizzle. And without further ado, let's bring in Roc Phizzle.
What's happening?
What's going on, Roc Phizzle?
Oh man, nothing much, man. Just another day, another dollar, man. Out here in the West Coast, man, putting it together, man. Staying alive, trying to strive, and always staying funkified. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Matter of fact, I was on Spotify earlier today, and I saw your song, "We Still Funkified." And I gotta say, man, that song is really good.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. We're gonna get into that too a little later on in this. You know, there's a story behind that, so we definitely gonna get into that.
That's cool. So how you been, man? What you been up to?
Man, just trying to wiggle my way through this whole thing that's been happening this year, man. 2020, 2021, out here with the whole COVID thing, man, kind of shut down the music industry this past year. Man, like I said, after this COVID thing hit, I lost all my gigs, man. I was DJing and, playing places, and touring and all that other stuff. And as soon as the COVID thing hit, it just, governor shut everything, the government, shut down everything that had anything of major attendance. So every place I was playing basically got cut. I just had to do that, had to mess around and become a civilian for a while, get a job and, to maybe able to provide for my family. So, I've been doing that, but still staying creative during the process, still creating music, still writing music and still working on some projects in between time and in the meantime to get ready for things to get back to normal, pretty much.
I can dig the vibes.
Yeah. It's been
when
crazy.
When did you know you had a passion for music?
Well, when I was young, because that's all I was around as a kid. I used to go to rehearsals with my dad while my mom was at work, but, way before my little brother was born, when I was the only child, I would go to rehearsals with my dad and just sit there and watch them doing what they were doing. And I started getting curious and started actually, messing with the instruments and started experimenting with them until, I learned how to play my first instrument. And then that was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a kid, you don't know what passion is until you actually develop a skill and go, wait, I can do this too. All right, let me see where this is going to take me. But, when I first learned how to play drums at like the age of, I think maybe 4 or 5, maybe, my dad, my pops embraced it and everybody around me was like, okay, yeah, this little kid's got some talent. Oh, I do? All right, well, here we go. So I just, I took off from there, man, so I figured I had a passion for music and, there it is.
Who's your greatest influence?
Man, well, I guess you can really say my greatest influence would be my dad in the group Lakeside, because they're the ones that got me started. Being around them, and they were pretty much my teachers. And, a lot of the label mates from Solar, which I had a chance to, be around and meet and, kind of, listen and watch them do their thing, like The Whisper, Shalimar, Midnight Star, The Deal came to Solar, Carrie Luke, the whole lineup of the Solar Records family. I was a kid. I was watching all this stuff and seeing these guys and listening to their record. And they were pretty much my teachers. Be technical about it, but Lakeside as a band and as a whole were my biggest influences. I mean, I learned how to, write songs. I learned how to arrange. Sitting in the studio with those guys, I learned how to produce and put together not just, I can make a beat. No, I can sit there and write, and make a song because I watched them do it. I would say, that they've been my biggest influence musically. And then it trickles down, like Roger Troutman, the Isley Brothers, George Clinton, Funkadelic, the Ohio Players and Earth, Wind and Fire, and legendary groups of the sort. They fall in line, but at the top of the pyramid, you got to start with your teachers. You got to start with your sensei first. That's the influence, man. The lakeside stank, man.
When you're not in the studio or making music, what do you usually be doing?
Well, I mean, right now, working. I have 3 children, all girls. I'm a father of 3 girls.
That's got to be a rough day at the office sometimes.
Oh man, being daddy is a rough job, man. But it's one of those things that I can also say that's a big influence on me too, because my daughters push me to get up and do what I need to do every day. You know what I'm saying? And just knowing that they're watching is crazy, bro. Like, it's really amazing when I go back and really think about it, because sometimes I just do it, just knowing, but then, looking back at it and going, wow, like these kids really push me to really want to hustle and do more and do better. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I got 4 kids myself. Well, they're adults now, so I can relate. I can dig the vibes.
Well, one of my kids is an adult. She's 19, going on 20. But my younger kids, my middle daughter's 4, and then my youngest daughter's 1.5.
Ooh, what terrible twos about to show up.
Man, look at that, and I just got out of the terrible twos with my middle child, and so yeah, we're about to go through it again. But hey, at least I'm prepared. That was training. That was training day with the middle child. This one's gonna be a breeze. So yeah, my kids are definitely an influence. They help me a lot. They keep daddy strong.
And I can respect that, man, because you're out there, you take care of your family. I really like that. This is really cool. I'm glad you came on my show, because you're really a positive brother, man. And it's really cool to see a brother live life to the fullest and live out his passion, which is making music, now taking care of your family. A lot of people don't get that opportunity to live that life, but you are living it. You're blessed, man. And I'm digging the vibes.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it, man. You got to learn from your life experiences. You know what I'm saying? It's the way that I was brought up. You know what I'm saying? The household I came up in kind of taught me the blueprint of what I bounce off of and then bring into my own household. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when my dad doing what he was doing, and then my mom being as strong as she was and doing what she did to keep everything together until that situation fell apart. You take what you want from both of your parents.
Yeah. And it's really cool to see that your mom, she was a strong woman. Did what she had to do, made it happen without excuses.
Made it happen, man.
And I love women. I love women, man. And I love mothers, because women are tough, they're strong, and they can see everything all at one time.
Yeah.
They look at life as like a prism, where I'm a one-track mind. I got my mind set on something. That's what I got to accomplish. But my wife, on the other hand, can see things at every different angle. And she'll look at something and say, well, did you look at it this way? That's a good idea. But
as a musician and as somebody who's constantly creating, my brain works different, because I'm always thinking of new ideas. I'm always trying to create something up here before I take it and put it here. You know what I'm saying? So it has to start somewhere. The seed, I plant the seed here, and then I bring, I take it to my instruments. I bring it here in the studio, and I flourish those ideas. But a lot of times, I'm walking around and my head is in the cloud because I'm trying to put this thing together. So I'm not thinking about what's going on down here and what needs to go. Sometimes I need to be woken back up again and going, we need to do this real fast, or this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it in a minute. Because I'm thinking, because I got projects I'm working on. I got people I'm working with that are calling that need beats, or, or they're saying, they want to work with me. So I got to get things brewing, you know what I mean? And then, a lot of people that aren't creators like myself, you don't have the same brainwaves that I have, or somebody that's a producer or somebody that creates music. You know, there's two type of people, the creator and the consumer.
Right.
You know,
you are the creator.
Right. I create the music, and then there are people that just like to listen to it, that consume it, that don't understand the process of it. You know what I mean?
Speaking of creating music, gotta go to We Still Functified that you can get on all platforms.
Right. It's out there.
Or tell us the backstory of We Still Functified. How did it come about?
Okay. Well, so the artist Max Slug, I did the record with. We did this on. I've done 3 albums with Max Slug, but as a producer. Max Slug has been the artist. So We Still Functified is part 2 of a song called We're So Functified. So we did that for the album before that. And, you know, we got a really good response off of that. You know, the town up here in Seattle was really digging it because it was a breath of fresh air. It wasn't that trap mumble rap type stuff. It had an old school vibe to it. It had, people were digging it. You know, it was good for the summer. People were banging it, rolling down the street, bumping it through the city. We were going places everywhere in Seattle. You know, people were, we go in a club and people were like, hey, man, won't y'all perform your song for us, man? And, so we were getting a good vibe. But we was like, man, we're sitting in the studio one day. I said, you know what? We need to make another one of those. He was like, what? Part 2. I was like, yeah, but let's call it We're Still Functified. And he was like, yeah. So, actually it was kind of my idea, and we just kind of brought, we kind of just said, yeah, let's do it. So we did that. And then from that, that's what birthed this upcoming project called The Funkaholics. You know what I'm saying? Because we were like, man, everybody's doing this trap mumble rap stuff, but nobody's really injecting the old school funk. Like, I feel like us as an adult, you know what I'm saying? I'm 46 years old. So I've been listening to hip hop since hip hop hit the airwaves. And I feel like nowadays hip hop is missing an element. There's no real music in the hip hop. The stuff we used to listen to, we used to sample all the old funk records, the old soul records, the old jazz records. And I feel like that was missing. And for cats like us, we don't have a genre of hip hop for us to listen to that we can enjoy. So I was like, let's create it. Let's make adult type hip hop, something that's for us. If the youngsters get on it and listen to it and pick up on it, fine. But let's create something that's for our genre and our ears, for people to listen to, and it actually worked. So that's what snowballed into us doing a whole album project with that vibe, giving it a name, giving it a theme, and saying, hey, let's do it like this. No cursing. We was like, man, let's not curse on the album. Let's market it to where anybody and everybody can listen to it and have fun with it. But we can still get our point across without being explicit, without being foul, without having to disrespect nobody or just turn the cheek. Oh, we can't play your music because it's too much cursing. Nah, we ain't cursing in it. We gonna keep it, we gonna keep it clean on this one.
And you could have that song played on any radio station because it's radio ready. It's a banger, man. It's a banger.
It's okay. The content, and it's paying homage to those that, that we all grew up listening to. We name everybody, we name all the big time groups, and everybody that we grew up listening to. And, maybe we probably say some names of cats that maybe aren't as big on the funk pyramid as you may think. We're not just about that. We're about the whole culture of funk. It may be a one hit wonder that had a slamming 12-inch back in 77 or 78, but we're gonna dig into that. We're gonna pull that out. You know what I'm saying? That's how we are as far as about the funk. I know that's me.
I'm looking forward to that project you guys come on.
So I'm gonna let you know we're almost done with it too. So
that's gonna be dope. But folks, I'm about to get into a snippet. We Still Functified, and I'm listening to it on Spotify. So you could do the same thing, folks. You could go to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, all those streaming platforms, because wherever there's streaming, Roc Phizzle is right in the middle of it.
Come on. Listen to the intro. Have claimed that the funk has got to replace the funk and imposters and popcorn suckers claiming to resurrect dark treasure that we call the funk. The funk ain't never died. We still funkified. I said, listen to the intro. I was telling the truth.
Oh man. Now, if y'all want to hear the song, the rest of it, you gotta go on Spotify, tap in, Roc Phizzle, Max Slug, MD Soul. All right, yo, you gotta go over there and check it out yourself and tap in, and make sure you type in ROC PHIZZLE, and he'll pop right up.
Roc Phizzle. Yeah, man. Like if you listen to it, I took a couple of shots at Bruno Mars, man. I was kind of upset by his approach to the funk because, he's always been a pop artist. And then when he came out with Uptown Funk, man, and, I was just like, the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been listening to funk my whole life, and funk ain't something to play with, That ain't something that you just put one foot in and then take a foot out, and either you in or you ain't. So I thought that the song Uptown Funk was watered down. I thought it was commercialized funk. So me being who I am, I'm gonna take a shot at him. Wow, you know what I'm saying? There's a line in my verse. Actually, I was born in the 70s. The 80s raised me. A child of the funk. I'm a solar baby. The son of Lakeside is my claim to fame. When it comes to the funk, I don't change a thing. I got 44 years invested, keeping the craft perfected. Dare somebody to try to disrespect it. I'm injected with shot of love, more bounce, flashlight, cutie pie, skin tight. I learn from osmosis. No, I meant cameosis. The whole wide world will watch me as I show this. Funk ain't never died. It's alive and up now. The kind of funk I bring, you can't get it from Uptown. You know what I'm saying? So that was my shot at Bruno Mars. Like back up, little man. You don't know nothing about this.
Tell us some of your experiences you've had since you've been in the industry.
Well, my beginning experiences, I got a chance to work with some artists that you may have known. I'll send you my playlist with some of the stuff that I've done. But I've had the chance to work with Corrupt and Dash from the Dog Pound. I've done a song with Snoop Dogg featured on there. Crooked Eye. I've done some stuff. E40 featured on it. I've done some joints with Cocaine, Sibo, Big Psych from the Outlaws, Juvenile, and then his partner Skip from the old Cash Money crew, Carl Thomas, just a bunch of stuff that I've been producing that's had all these features and stuff on my tracks that I've been producing. At late 2017, early 2018, I got a call from my dad in Lakeside. My uncle Fred, who's a percussionist, he had came across health issues of which he wasn't able to perform. So they called me to come in and, step in and take his place. So I've been on tour with the original Lakeside for, last 2 or 3 years and about to go back out on the road with them guys this summer. So,
well, that's congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, so I've been
you gotta let me see one of your shows, man. You got to invite me out so I could just bring my wife and we could just sit down and jam out to the funk.
Man, I mean, I don't know how long of a drive Pittsburgh is from New York, but we're supposed to be in Pittsburgh late June. So we're going to be out there.
A hop, skip, and a jump from my house. I could get there in like 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, okay. I'm going to hit you with that info then. As soon as I get that, I hit you with that. But we got some other dates coming in the summer. We just don't have locations yet. We're waiting until the paperwork and then the deposit and all that is is all finalized. But like I said, last year we played that. What's the name of that dang resort out there in Connecticut? You may be familiar with it because you live on the East Coast. In Hartford, Connecticut, there's a big old resort that has a giant arena built into it. So we played that last year with Morris Day and Cameo. Wow. Function, the Dash Band. Damn. I think Mary Jane Girls was with us. There was a few other acts too that was there, but we did a whole little like old school funk tour type thing.
You guys gotta come out to Syracuse, man. You gotta try to get booked over there.
Are you upstate then, huh?
Yeah, I'm in Syracuse.
You upstate New York, okay.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. I got some partners out here, matter of fact, that are from upstate. A couple cats from Syracuse. Shout out to my boy Kurt, Curtis Seals. And some cats in one of my bands that I play with called Funky to Death. They're from Buffalo. Yeah, man. So yeah. I want to come to upstate.
Everybody just packed up all upstate and moved. over to Seattle, huh?
I don't know what it is about Seattle,
you
man.
went from being cold to being wet and rainy.
Right.
Do you have any advice for anybody that is producing, young producers that love music but don't know where to start?
Yeah. I mean, if what it depends on what type of music you plan on producing, but really do your research first. You know what I'm saying? Learn an instrument. If the guitar is where you want to start or where you want to do most of your writing, learn the guitar, or at least take piano lessons, because I mean some of the greatest songs in the history of music are written by keyboardists or from a piano. Learn your instrument, learn your music, study other genres of music, be versatile, and that way you can add different kind of ingredients and spices into what you're doing. And just be open. Experiment with different sounds and different things, and just create a sound that may be sort of familiar but has your touch on it. Because if you get too weird, people are just going to be like, oh, what is that? You got to give a touch of what people are used to, but then decorate it with what you bring to the table. Like the track you just played, We're Still Functified. You can tell that it's influenced by the funk era. It's got some of that George Clinton type vibe on it. It's got some of that Zap vibe to it and all that, but I still do me on top of it. So, have your foundation and then build from there. That's what I would say to any upcoming producer. And learn your equipment. Don't just pick it up and think you can push a button and make a beat. It ain't that simple.
Do you have any burning desires?
Yeah. I want one of these records that I've had my hands on to really reach the masses. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a whole bunch of platinum records, but I at least want one. I at least want something that I do to leave its stamp in the industry, whether if it's a platinum record, a Grammy, some sort of award, just to be recognized, so I can be like, yeah, this is, so I can leave some sort of legacy for my kids. Because now they're at the age that they're getting into music. At least my younger kids are, they're seeing what I'm doing every day. They're seeing, they come in the studio, they see the equipment. They're starting slowly building a passion for music. So I want to reach an apex of my career, and that way I can show them this is where you can go with it. You know what I mean? And not just for my kids, but for kids all over the world that may want to do the same thing that I'm doing, to say, just say, reach the highest plateau I can reach with what I'm doing. And I mean, whatever that may be, so be it. I mean, I may not get that before I leave this earth, but I definitely want to reach the highest apex I can reach with my music, and say, look, this is where I went with it. This is what I did with it. I spent my life doing this. I had my fun, and here, y'all take it from here.
I have no doubt in my mind that goal that you have, you will accomplish, because hearing your music, I hear the grind, the hard work, the dedication, the consistent late nights. I hear that. And I have no doubt in my mind that you are going to accomplish your dreams and your goals. In fact, I pray for that. I pray that you accomplish all the goals that you set forth for yourself. I pray that God clears all the haters out the way, and that he opens up the floodgates to the mountaintop of success. Whatever success means to you, that's what I pray.
Sometimes the haters help you.
True. Sometimes haters motivate.
Yeah, sometimes haters hate. Sometimes they help you elevate, because the more they talk, the more people go, well, let me go and listen to this. Let me go check this guy out and see what the hell these guys, this hater over here is talking about. Let me get my own opinion. Oh, this guy's tripping, man. This guy's dope. Sometimes it has that Jedi mind trick on some people. And so, then you got the blind that lead the blind, and, the sheep herders that lead everybody away, but that's life, man. You deal with the yin and the yang. But I'm just hoping that one of these projects, whether if it's something I've produced, whether if it's, the stuff I do with my cousin Ranu, whether if it's, the stuff I do with Max Slug, or, maybe it's a new up and coming artist that calls me and says, "Hey, Rock, man, I need you to produce this for me." And he takes it and puts his heart and soul into it and pushes it and gets it on every media and this, that, and the third. And something just goes bam. It takes one in order to get everybody else to go, okay, that's the guy we want to work with now. You know, that's how a lot of the greatest producers have been born. They got that sound, they get that hit, and everybody's like, oh, that's the new thing, that's the new sound. Let's work with him now. I've been here. I've been here for a long time.
Yeah, and that's usually what I see about a lot of artists is that they've been out for quite some time and they finally get noticed. And people like myself are like, oh, this is somebody new, but yet they've had years in the business, but no one has paid them attention until somebody that heard you said, you got to check out this guy because this brother is dope. Yeah,
right.
But you are dope, man. I make a big deal out of you, bro. I heard what I heard. You are commercial as it gets, man. You can't tell me nothing different. You deserve to be on every radio station on the planet. You deserve to be at the Grammys and not just sitting there because they invited you. You need to be sitting there because you've been selected as one of the Grammy recipients.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I work towards it. I don't expect nothing to come easy. I mean, you know, like I said, I feel like I was born into the greatest musical era ever, which is the 1970s. Some of the greatest music on this planet was created in that era, from the early to the late 70s. That music will never be replaced. It doesn't matter. 30, 40 years from right now, they're still going to go back and reference the music that came out in the 70s because it was so revolutionary and so powerful. You know, I'm a descendant of that. I'm a product and a child of that era. And then, you know, of course, with technology and everything else, you know, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, you know, yeah, we follow technology, but I just think that the 70s is really just the greatest era of music of all time. Think about it. One of the dopest bands in the world, Earth, Wind and Fire, came out of the 70s.
Cool in the Gang came out of the 70s.
Right. Parliament Funkadelic came out in the 70s.
The Jacksons. 70s.
You know, my guys Lakeside. Yeah. You know, the Jacksons or the Jackson 5. Now the Jackson 5 came out in the 60s.
Now I'm talking the Jacksons when they left Motown.
Right. So when the little brother joined the group and then they had the album Destiny.
Yes.
The Destiny that album was smoking.
Because that's when they were able to tell their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Then Michael Jackson did a solo with Quincy Jones as his producer, Off the Wall in 79.
Yes, sir.
That album just made the cut.
Right. And it's funny because when he did that, it killed the record sales of Destiny because everybody went, oh, shit, Michael Jackson got a solo album now. So it's he's like, sorry, guys, I got to run. Quincy's calling. And which was screwed up. But then he came back and did Triumph with him, which was dope. You know, in the 80s, that had Enjoy Yourself and Lovely One and Everybody. And that's one of my many passions, man, just knowing what's on the album cover. I'm one of those kids that before I put the record on, I'm already reading who played and who did this, who wrote that, who produced this. Like that was my passion because I knew I wanted to be a producer. So I wanted to know who I looked up to as writers and musicians and oh, he got this person playing drums or this person playing bass or this person playing keys. I'm going to listen to this song first.
Since you've been on here for the first time, you have now become part of a Let's Chat and Jam fan, which means that you don't have to wait for me to reach out to you. All you got to do is hit me up in the DMs and say, hey, Drew, I got something to say. And I'll get you on the calendar and we'll book you on another show. It's just that simple.
Okay.
And I want to say something to America. America, it is I, MC Andrew Love. This is Let's Chat and Jam. And this brother right here is Roc Phizzle. This brother, dope artist, dope producer, dope musician. I'm telling you, folks, you got to go tap in over there on Spotify, Apple Music, and all other those major platforms because Roc Phizzle is there. Also, Roc Phizzle has other songs with other artists you might not even know about. And
Yes,
leave it up to me. I'm going to uncover those gems and show them to all my fans. But yeah, Roc Phizzle, you're a dope man, and you deserve all the blessings that God has got coming for you. And I'm so glad that you came by, and I'm glad that I met you because you're dope, man. But not only are you dope in music, you're dope in life because you take care of your family. And I got a lot of respect for a man that takes care of his kids. For real.
Got to do it, man. We need each other, especially right now, especially with everything going on in the world, with this pandemic and, saying this virus that, they got floating around out here that's taking our people out by the dozens. It's like, yo, you gotta take care of home, and you gotta make sure your foundation is straight. So, besides, like I said, besides being a musician, doing what I'm doing, I work. I work a regular job just to make sure I got something to bring in and contribute to the circle. Because, like I said, all we got is us. So
got a point.
It's crazy.
And I want to say thank you. Thank you for making music, man. Thank you for following your dreams as a child. Because your music is amazing, and I'm digging the vibes all the way around, bro. I really am.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I send you my links too to some of the other stuff.
Definitely, man. Send me your links. And this means time has ran out, because time runs out every time you start to have fun. So thank you for tapping in. I really enjoyed this conversation. So please be safe out there in Seattle. And everybody else, y'all be safe. Wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance. Peace out. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button. And also tap that notification bell right there so that way you won't miss an episode of a Conversation With series right here on Let's Chat and Jam.